The tutorial you are watching is part of Python Fundamentals, probably the best Python beginner course on the internet.
Hello and welcome. In this video, we are going to cover the first stage of the two-stage process of basically creating our own Caesar cipher encryption. So in this stage, we're essentially going to replicate the Caesar cipher wheel, and maybe I can show you that. This is what the wheel looks like. This is like a digital simulation of it, and it basically tells you that, oh, look at that. U is A, U becomes A, V becomes B, W becomes C, and so on. So you shift this wheel however much you want to shift it off of the center, and then what you have is a translation of any letter to a shifted letter. So this is what we're going to need to do. We're going to need to create an alphabet. I think I've already got that in pre-written code. Record a message from a user, record a shift from a user, and then create a dictionary showing each letter and its corresponding letter. So let's get to the code. So here we are. We have a pre-written alphabet, basically a list of all the letters A through Z. So what we're going to do is, just like we mentioned earlier, we are going to take in a message and a shift from a user. Now we're only going to use the shift in this program, but nonetheless, we're going to need a message for our future program. So the way we do that is you can create a variable name, and I think like input string or message is just fine. So if we have a variable called message, and message is the input, this means whatever it is that the user types in. So this is the message we're going to give to the user before we record the input of the user. Write a message you want to encrypt. So that's that. Next, we are going to take in a shift from a user, which we're going to do this way. I'm going to say shift equals to input. Now, because the shift is going to be initially a string, we're going to have to convert that to an integer. Right? So what shift do you want to use? So at the moment, the shift is a string, and the way we can convert it to a number is shift equals to int of shift. So that's that. We can, just to make sure everything works, we can print message and print shift. F5, run this thing. What message do you want to encrypt? Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so this is where we definitely want to add some space. YOLO 7. So it prints out the message and the shift. So it definitely saves it. It's definitely going to work the next time. So what I want to do right now is I want to cycle through the alphabet. And the way I want to do that is like this, for I in range. So this basically sets up a loop that goes from 0 to 26. And for each one of these, we are essentially going to have a letter, and then we're going to have a shifted letter. So right now I'm going to just say we have a letter, and the left letter equals to alphabet I. So it takes the ith number. So it basically, it starts with a 0, and the first letter is going to be index 0 of the alphabet A. The next letter is going to be B, C, D, all the way to the end of the alphabet. So I'm just going to show you this. Print letter. So when I run this, remember, this message doesn't matter what it is. We're not using it yet. Even the shift doesn't matter yet. So we're just going to basically see A through Z. That's it. That works. So what we're going for is to have A equals to whatever letter it's equal to. If we have a shift of 2, A is going to be equal to C. So next up, we're going to have a shifted letter. And shifted letter equals to the alphabet, I plus shift. Now, that's going to work partly. I'm actually going to print the letter, and then I'm going to maybe go plus. So we're going to have some space equals to plus shifted letter. I'm going to run that again. Message that we want to encrypt, anything. Shift we want to use, this is important. It should say A equals to C, B equals to D, and so on. Right, so it works up until we get to Z, and then index is out of range. So there is a pretty neat way to fix this. So what we do is return it to 0 when we get to 27. And the way to do that is actually to just take the alphabet of I plus shift remainder 26. So what this is going to do is when we get to letter 27, it's going to be 27 divided by 26, the remainder of, which is 1. So when it gets to the end of the list, it is going to go back to 1. And obviously, 1 divided by 26 remainder of is just 1, 2 is 2, 3 is 3, 4 is 4. So this should fix this, and we should see we should see a return to y equals to A, z equals to B. Right now, we don't have a message yet, so it doesn't matter. Shift is going to be 2. Y equals to A and Z equals to B. So that all works great. So what I want to do in the final step is use a data structure called a dictionary. Now, for example, a dictionary, like the dictionary in the real world, is something that has a word and its definition. In Python, the word is called a key, the definition is called a value. So if we have a dictionary, and that's D right there, we can say D of the word apple, and by the way, I don't know if this is a great definition of an apple, but I can say tasty fruit pie. And I can say D of maybe some other word. Kangaroo. Equals to jumping animal. Okay. Not the greatest definitions in the world, but right now when we print the dictionary, apple is tasty fruit, kangaroo is jumping animal. So just like that, what we want to do is, for example, if we've done the shift for 2, we want the dictionary definition of A to be equal to whatever that was, C. So now when we print the dictionary, apple is tasty fruit, kangaroo, jumping animal, but A is C. So we want to create a dictionary, just like this list here was saying A equals C, B equals to D. We want to create a dictionary that does that. And the way to do that is we can have a dictionary. We'll just use D because that's what we used a second ago. And just like I did D of apple equals to tasty fruit, we can say the D of dictionary definition of the letter is whatever the shifted letter was. So in the end of this, we can print the dictionary, and hopefully what we're going to see is this in a dictionary form. Message, there's none yet. Shift, okay, let's try 5 this time. Yep, A is F, B is G, C is. So here you are. We have that essentially Python-esque form of that cipher wheel that we had to play with. And now we are ready to go to the next stage where we will be creating a program which is going to use this dictionary to encrypt a message. Hello there. Good to see you watching these things all the way to the end. Make sure you don't miss any of them, so the subscribe button is going to be bang there. The playlist for Python Fundamentals, the series you're right now watching, right there. And a whole host of other different Python videos you may want to check out over here. Happy viewing. See you later.